Hello guys, and welcome to another video. So Nvidia could have saved us a lot of trouble if they would have said this a couple of days ago. A lot of people have been putting out a lot of harsh articles and videos about Activision Blizzard pulling out all of their games from Geforce Now. But seeing this article a little bit ago was making me wonder more that that's not the case. So, Nvidia says a misunderstanding led to Activision's departure from Geforce Now. The games actually weren't supposed to be there in the first place. So, Nvidia's game streaming service Geforce Now got off to a strong start, but ran into an unexpected headache earlier this week when Activision Blizzard removed its games from the platform. That meant big hitters like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Overwatch, and Diablo 3 were suddenly no longer available, and for no stated reason. Nvidia said only that, quote, per their request, please be advised Activision Blizzard games will be removed from the service. And this is what I made a couple of videos on, and a lot of other YouTubers have videos out on this. A lot of harsh towards Activision pulling the games and everything, but if they weren't supposed to be there to begin with, because they never had a deal in place for after beta, then that's an issue. I can't really lay that on Activision as much as I can Nvidia. So, says, as it turns out, the whole thing was a misunderstanding. An Nvidia rep told Bloomberg that Activision wanted a commercial agreement in place before it agreed to participate in the platform. But Nvidia thought that the deal covering its participation in Geforce Now beta test included the 90-day trial period for founders that began when the service launched. So, they had a deal with Activision Blizzard for having their games on the platform, on the service during the beta, but apparently they hadn't gotten a deal yet for when it comes out of beta. Maybe they shouldn't have taken it out of quote-unquote beta yet. Maybe they should have left it in there until they had a deal with Activision Blizzard to keep some of the largest games on the platform on there. So I cannot lay all that blame on Activision and say they're greedy and they pulled their games if they never had a deal to begin with to be on the platform when it came out of beta. So Activision Blizzard has been a fantastic partner during the Geforce Now beta, which we took to include the free trial period for our founders membership, which I don't understand how you can get that. A free trial period for founders. Companies do that all the time for new releases to get people in, but it's not called beta. That's when you come out of beta. So I'm not sure how they made that mistake. I don't know if Nvidia was trying to slip something in and just get lucky, or make a deal while the games were in there and never take them out, but I really believe they should have had that deal in place before they came out of beta, that being the case, because they had to have known all these negative videos and articles were going to come out calling Activision all kinds of stuff if they had to pull the games. Recognizing the misunderstanding, we removed their games from our service with hope we can work with them to re-enable these and more in the future. So did they just realize it and remove them? Did Activision call them up? I mean, they probably did, but it certainly sounds different from what they've been saying the past couple of days. So the sticking point for Activision Blizzard may be the fact that you don't need to purchase games on Geforce Now if you already own them on other supported stores. So if, for example, you already own Metro Exodus, you can play it over Geforce Now without having to lay out any more cash. The circumstances for wanting to do that might be pretty specific. Maybe you don't feel like downloading a multi-gigabyte game when a short-term urge to play around with it strikes. But even so, Activision might be reluctant to surrender control over its games in that manner without some sort of formal agreement. And so, I mean, maybe that means there's a better chance for the games to come back to Geforce Now than I originally thought the past couple days with the way it was looking. I would say it is possible, depending on what kind of deals Activision has out there. If they're smart, one thing in the videos that does stay true is you want as many gamers on your games as you can get. If you buy the game on Battle.net, for example, to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you go over to a buddy's house and you download that game on his computer and you sign into your Battle.net and you play it. It's essentially the same thing, except it's not streaming to you. So I understand that. But Geforce Now is basically renting you or loaning you a desktop computer in the cloud to play a game on. And in order for you to see it, hear it, and control it, they have to stream it to you. So there is obviously a difference, but you're still just playing your own game on another PC, and there isn't anything about how many PCs you can play your game on, but you can only play one copy. I've also heard people say maybe Activision won't want their games back on the platform because a friend can log in to your account at his house and play the game. That's the case with my PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. I mean, if my buddy goes on his Xbox at home, logs into my Xbox account, he can download and play my games. I can't play them at the same time. We're still not playing 2 copies of the game. So I still don't think that's a real valid reason. But obviously, Nvidia kind of messed up here, and they said it was Activision's fault. And a lot of harsh stuff has come out the past couple of days. So let's finish this up with hopefully such an agreement can be reached quickly, and Activision's Blizzard games will be back on Geforce Now soon, which is what I'm hoping. I've reached out to Nvidia for more information and will update if I receive a reply. So the only problem I could see with them coming back quickly is Activision might be a little ticked off that the past 2-3 days Nvidia has said basically they just removed them at their request, when really they weren't really supposed to be there once you come out of beta. And claiming you thought the 90-day founders time was still beta, they had to have known better. It wasn't called beta founders. They touted the launch all week as being out of beta. So anyway, I don't think there's as much to blame Activision for. I know we'd all love to blame Activision Blizzard because they do a lot of things that are greedy. But it looks like this time it wasn't really their fault, but Nvidia tried to put it out like it was. So that's kind of where I stand on it right now. Thanks a lot for coming and checking out the video. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like the channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this and what's been going on all week with Nvidia blaming Activision for their games leaving Geforce Now. Thank you. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.